A.
Madden football brings you the divisional round of the NFL playoffs, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Giants and the Hawks, and it's coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to the Pacific Northwest, the home of the 12s, and they are in full roar as you get a look inside Lumen Field in Seattle.
Coming up, an important divisional round matchup in the NFC between the New York Giants and the Seattle Seahawks. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they get ready here. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Giants, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that 2nd win in a row.
One of 2 spots in the NFC title game awaits the winner here as we're underway in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. And leading them out, their signal caller, now in his 4th season in the NFL.
All in all, he was pretty solid in the victory in the wild card round and threw a couple of touchdowns. And when it comes to quarterback play, you'd always love spectacular. But in the playoffs, you'll take solid. And that's exactly what they're looking for from him again in this contest.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. So 1 play, and they're already just shy of midfield. On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Again, it's Barkley. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
They're going to look to throw. And able to find Gesicki as tight end. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 31-yard line. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Man coverage is certainly a staple of their defense, and it's built for plays like that, forcing that incompletion.
They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
2 things to watch. First, his strength in being able to break out that initial contact. But at his size, once you slow his momentum, it's hard for him to get it started again and end up tackling him behind the line of scrimmage.
This is intercepted. And the Seahawks are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover. And certainly, look, you're on the road in the playoffs. That is a suboptimal start, opening drive INT.
And, partner, sometimes I wonder, do these teams talk about it to such an extent that maybe you almost talk yourself into the turnover when you're trying to avoid it?
Yeah, maybe they get a little too worried about keeping the football, and then you give it to the other team right off the bat. And look, we said it, on the road, this is just a terrible, terrible start for them.
It is, and now they've got to rely on their defense.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Off the option, it's Jones. And he'll be tackled at about the 35.
That's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
And he is going to have a Seahawks first down, at least at first glance, as they spot the football just beyond the marker. They'll find a way to convert on 3rd and inches. Again, it's Jones. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Hopefully, obviously, nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take Fields hit, and the ball is loose. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. And now out come the Giants. Now, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. One interception. It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
Now, the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry. On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. Up the middle with Barkley. And he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. And the Giants send out their punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. Taking a couple yards shy of midfield. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. Now the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And they'll be stopped at the 28 on a play that started at the 14. They pick up 14. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers. You're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard of the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Now Jake Elliott, earlier in his career, he beat these Giants with a 61-yarder from the right hash, and this one just a chipping. The kick by Elliott is good, and the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Back on offense, New York gets set to take over.
And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? The turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better. The punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into first downs and hopefully points.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And this is going to be incomplete.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll set up a throw. He's going to look deep down the field. And this one is incomplete. And the Giants send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. 45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10.
Now the ball now going back over to the Seattle Seahawks offense.
They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10.
Meanwhile, Fields' throw complete there to Johnson.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. The clock running here under a minute to go now in the first quarter of a 3-0 game.
Fields tapping it forward, jet sweep.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here. And the Seahawks on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Here's Fields.
That's complete to DK Metcalf. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 34-yard line. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. Fields hit and the ball is loose.
And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think that you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Nice third down conversion and even 20 yards.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on third down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a first down.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw again. And he's got his tight end. It's Mike Gesicki. Touchdown! Mike Gesicki, 34 yards.
And the Giants have taken the lead.
The quarterback set up a tent, could have roasted some marshmallows back there. Had all time to throw. Great job protecting it.
Did he have s'mores too?
Absolutely.
I mean, that's how much time he had. Pick your menu. But the beauty of that play was the sense you got watching the offensive line. They could have rushed 4, 5, 6, 7, and it felt like he would have been protected.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37.
Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. It's Williams on the catch. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
38-yard line, 2nd and 9. One play action. Fields.
Finding Williams once more. Complete.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage. So timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Now Fields.
And that'll be incomplete.
Not sure what happened there, but he just didn't get the right read on the coverage that time. Pass wasn't where it needed to be, and that'll send them back to the drawing board.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Back to throw. Fields.
A bullet throw, but incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
That was perfect. From distance, he steps up, knocks it right down Main Street.
And Main Street's celebrating right now with him, aren't they? I love the mechanics of the whole thing. Snap, hold, everything was right on target, and the blocking was perfect, and he executed so well.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25.
The possession switching back to the New York Giants. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing he just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
Yeah, he sidestepped one man, but reinforcements come to stop him right around the line of scrimmage.
Running again with Barkley on 2nd down.
Puts it on the carpet, it's out. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. And a little careless there, Charles, on that carry.
And it's not just having two hands on the ball. It's tucking it away. It's using your body to keep people shielded off. There's so many different things into taking care of it and having ball security. In that case, though, we didn't see it happen.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Fields now to throw. And this is incomplete. Oh, that looked like a sure 6 points, but he could not get that to stick, and that is a golden opportunity wasted there. From the gun on 3rd down, Fields.
Escape, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Azeez Ojulari with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And they jump back in front here. It's 9-7.
So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they have the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
The New York set to take the field. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punching the end zone without turning it over.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. And the Giants send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. And he's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. It's taken to the 26.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get him 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away.
This is taken at the 23. It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return, and it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. The New York set to take the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
They'll try the right side here. Barkley. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
Got a man, Slayton. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawks defense. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. He'll look to throw.
Got an open man. It's Josh Palmer. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. He'll drop to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Boye Mafe with a big-time sack on third down. It's a loss of 7. And the Giants send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
On first down, Fields.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's got some space here. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw is Fields. He sets up the screen to Jones. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Again, Fields. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. And the Giants with one final possession here in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. In trouble, and he's taken down. And that'll bring up 4th down on the big sack with a loss of 5. So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC Divisional Round matchup. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports Halftime Report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, this is the second of 4 games this weekend as we narrow the field down to the 4 teams who will meet in the league championship games next Sunday. We'll get back out to you guys in just a moment. But first, let's take a look ahead to tomorrow's other divisional round game in the NFC. And it looks like we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Detroit Lions matching up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. With that, let's get a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Giants. And they weren't able to get a whole lot done throwing the football. That'll likely be a big key if they want to turn things around in the second half. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they too didn't throw the ball as well as they would have liked. And I think both teams would say there's room for improvement in the second half. Both these teams, no doubt, making their final adjustments as we speak. Which of these two teams is going to advance to the NFC title game next Sunday? To find out, let's get you back to Brandon Gaud.
Okay, Coach. Yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Seahawk offense set to go to begin this third quarter. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
Buying time to his left. And this one's incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. This is fielded at the 27. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Good starting field position for the New York Giants here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. They'll try and get this run game going. This is Barkley. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll go to Barkley again. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Back to throw.
Got a man. It's complete. It's Palmer.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 27 yards there on a very nice 3rd down conversion. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Looking to throw. And that's incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Barkley inside. And he loses the football the 2nd time. And the Seahawks have picked it up. But they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
Do you remember in preseason when we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills, and, you know, guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37.
Holding offense.
You need your wide receivers as blockers. Sometimes they get a hold.
The big runs are often a result of what they do on the perimeter. In this case, got caught holding, and this one will come back.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22.
Hang on a second here, because on that last play, it appears one of the Giants shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
But you got to think that sooner or later, they're going to hit one of those. But the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
From the 50, here's Fields.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Rolling to his right. Toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. 7 yards there. Good enough to move the sticks.
And that's a tough one for the defense because the coverage was good downfield. He was forced to work his way out of the pocket to his right, spotted his man on the sideline, and got it to him to pick up the first down on third down.
Now a first down carry by Jones.
And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. Second down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I like to keep carrying it, thank you.
And he's going to get this pretty close to the first down marker at the Giants' 26. So 3rd and inches, and this will be the 9th play of the drive. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Now we've got a Giant player here slow to get up after that last play.
Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
And good yardage there on first down because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
Throwing on third down, Fields.
It's complete to Williams. And he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. Fourth down. Now Jake Elliott for the field goal try. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. The kick by Elliott is good. And that will push the lead up to 12-7.
Some complimentary football there. One side, your defense forces the fumble, and then they drive it down the field. Now, obviously, Charles, they wanted the touchdown, but at least they were able to drive it down and get 3 out of that.
Yeah, now we'll have to see how the other sideline responds because they had plenty of time during that field goal to think about that fumble and how they were going to react. What are they going to do when they get the ball back and try and make things a little bit better for their team?
Yeah, the Giants ready to come out now.
Right now, they're on the wrong end of the scoreboard, and that won't change if this drive ends like the last one when they had that lost fumble. So you have a feeling taking care of the football certainly paramount right now.
Yeah, and it's not just the guy who dropped it on the last drive, is it? That means everyone who might touch the ball is getting the same message. Guys, ball security, paramount. Let's take care of it. And if we do, we get a chance to put points on the board.
2nd and 10 here as we sit in the 3rd quarter of this divisional round matchup.
They'll look to throw. And he knocks the ball away and it falls incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. He's going to let this one go deep. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And take it right on the 30. It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
He'll look to throw.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They'll drop to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down.
So roughing the passer penalty, never one that you like to see.
Not at all, and especially when you're in that final push of the season. You can't afford to get your quarterback hurt before the playoffs roll around. And we know they'll be here before you know it.
After the penalty, they go with Barkley. And he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe it'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
They'll run it again with Barkley.
And he'll push forward to the 37, gain of 2.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime means had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, you pointed out to me a half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the 2nd level.
1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Giants with possession of the football but needing points as we start quarter number 4.
A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
And the Giants send out their punter now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. Fielded just inside the 20. Call that a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And several days ago, you and I talked with a couple of guys in the meetings about how big is home field advantage. And they kind of downplayed it a bit, but I think we're seeing here today, building up this lead, looks like they're going to win. Why home field advantage in the divisional round so important?
Yeah, they may have downplayed it, but we could also sense that it was important to them because nothing has to change. You don't have to uproot anything. Sometimes when you're going on the road, you may have to even leave early in order to get acclimated if it's going to be tough environment against the team you're going to play. So being at home was a big deal. But now they know, at least they feel like it, they're moving on to the championship round. There's got to be no better feeling. They'll get that 24-hour rule in. Enjoy that before they look forward to the next opponent.
Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So the drive takes him into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Field's going to toss this quickly out wide, complete.
And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. He got 29 yards that time.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A 6-yard touchdown run.
And the Seahawks are moving closer to a date now in the NFC Championship game as they're able to extend this fourth-quarter lead. Well, that was a quick drive. The passing game set it up, and then the running game finishes it off.
And how about how few plays it was to get it done, but they threw it downfield and then pounded it into the end zone. And as a former defender, I can tell you, it hurts just a little bit more when they run it into the end zone instead of throwing it in.
The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
Now out come the Giants.
And this could be the defining moment of their season, all hyperbole aside. You're trailing here in the fourth quarter, the divisional round. They need to come up with something as they get this drive started.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
Well, hang on a second here, because on that last play, it appears one of the Giants shaken up.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll set up a throw. And it's incomplete.
And he still doesn't have the catch. We're into the second half. I think it's a little bit of a surprise to me. But that was one he should have caught.
Absolutely. That was his best opportunity right there. He dropped it. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
That's taken on the 25. And 9 yards there on the return following a punt of 47. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And now 1st downs are key. They want to keep that clock moving, up by 2 scores as they try to cement their place in the conference championship round in 1 week's time. They'll start this drive out on the ground.
Takes it to about the 37.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. Fields. Hard throw, incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a 1st down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
In the early days of the NFL, you could easily blame these drops on maybe some uneven or uncertain lighting in a stadium. Not anymore. The lights are pretty good.
Yeah, they're great here at night, but his 2nd drop, indeed, not a good look. Now this pass into the hands of Saquon Barkley. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down. Seems pretty obvious defensively the key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back. Those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Now we've got a Giant player here slow to get up after that last play.
So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
Up the middle, Jones. He's able to get 6. A nice pickup down to the 21.
Holding offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. Here's Fields.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Fields going to get this one out on the perimeter. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
So an important one there as they widen their lead in this 4th quarter.
All right, partner, help me out with the math here. Make sure I am on point because the way I see it, the other guys still need 2 touchdowns, but in addition, a 2-point conversion. So this is all about them playing perfect football from here on out.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. New York set to take the field.
Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard.
They'll try and start this drive in the air.
And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now.
Back to throw here. And a little floater there is incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. They're going to look to throw.
He'll get this over the middle here to Palmer. And he will have a Giants 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A 1st down carry for Barkley. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Now back to throw. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ballgame.
I remember throughout my career here, defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. And they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be solid under pressure, and they got to him again.
Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. The Giants go on 4th but come up empty. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. An inside give to Jones.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's 2nd down.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line.
Hang on a second here, because on that last play, it appears one of the Giants shaken up. Hopefully, obviously, nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Now, this one now not over yet, Charles. You've got a sliver of hope on that other sideline.
You certainly do, because that would have made it a 3-score game, and that probably would have been curtains at that point. But now if they can get down the field quickly and somehow get the ball back one more time, we may have a different ball game.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown. So a great play there by the defense. If these guys are going to advance, and it looks like they will, this defense a big reason why.
And they love carrying the mantle for this team, don't they? You see the way that they move around out there? They want to lead this team deeper into the playoffs and hopefully onto the Super Bowl.
And that return for a touchdown certainly helps that cause. Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead opens up now to 22 points. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
And the Giants ready to come out now.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure.
He rifles one that's intercepted.
It's C.J. Henderson picking it off. And the Seahawks are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
They have all but booked their ticket to the NFC Championship game next weekend, and they'll look to finish things off here now in this fourth quarter.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Here's a give up the middle. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. And they have secured a spot in the conference championship, and now you can start to smell it at this point in the season, can't you?
You really can, because the focus has been one game at a time, not looking ahead. But when you get to the conference championship game and you know you're there, the Super Bowl does loom in the future.